Now, when you were speaking a moment ago, pretty forcefully about the U.S. government really not having the right to suppress fundamental facts about this and possibly even technologies. I thought, this is sounding like the 1970s again, when Congress really pushed back against the intelligence community and including the DoD part, and really demanded accountability, did hearings, established intelligence community oversight. So I'm wondering, what kind of pushback are you and your colleagues getting?
Um, if anything, it's usually the pushback is a paperwork process. So, we just got denied a request today, and we're going to have to look at how do we address it? Do we issue a subpoena? It's I'm not getting direct pushback from leadership. We did at one point with a committee chairman, but the speaker seems to be agnostic, or really he's not trying to stop us from getting access to this information. And the White House has been the limited conversations I've had with the White House have been at least somewhat have been successful and somewhat supportive of the topic.
Okay, that's amazing, and that I think will give people optimism. Here's a question. It's a bit of a slightly technical one about government. I've often been told by retired government officials that it's the intelligence committees that really would have jurisdiction over the UAP issue. And I know that some of the people that you and I both know really targeted the oversight committee because it was the out-of-box committee that wasn't going to worry about that. What are you guys having to do to get access to or cooperation from intelligence agencies on this?
Yeah, when we're requesting a briefing, we have to we submit. There's a process that the staff follow, and part of that process is that a letter is sent. Well, first and foremost, the intelligence community determines what is going to be in the briefing, and then they submit a letter to the chairman of Intel, the ranking member of Intel, the chairman of House Armed Services Committee, and the ranking member as well. So they send a letter to those four individuals, and if any one of those individuals decides to block it, then it's blocked for us being able to have access to that briefing.
So here's, I think, maybe one of the most important questions I could ask you. You've gotten yourself pretty involved in this over a 2-year period. That first hearing was almost exactly 2 years ago. You've probably come a long way, and you're thinking about the subject. Why are you involved in this at all? And what would you want Americans to know about it and its importance?
Yeah, I mean, I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about releasing the Epstein files, releasing the information on JFK. I think that to the point of what I said earlier is that when you have a federal government that holds information, keeps secrets from the people that it's supposed to be accountable to, you have a broken system. This government I strongly believe this government belongs to the people, and that's why I'm pursuing as much transparency as possible, because I think that it is a fundamental part of having a good government.
Okay, got you. And so here's a final question, and I think this is a big one, but I'm sure you have some developed thoughts about it. Do you think Americans and the rest of the world would be ready to learn that it's true that there is a presence of non-human, possibly extraterrestrial intelligence, and that's what a lot of UAP are?
Yeah, I mean, in the course of the conversations that I've had with people, I do think that the American people are ready for that. I think that they are mature enough to be able to handle it. I don't think it's going to crash the world economy. I think that, and what's remarkable is we may be able to roll out an actual vehicle, put it on display, have the press report it, and a vast majority of the American people will probably just move on to something else the next day. I really think that it's at that point where it's not going to change. It's not going to radically change our society. Um, it, but I do think that at the end of the day, um, I think we ought to trust the American people, and trust them to govern their lives, and trust them with the information.
Congressman, really want to thank you for this interview. Want to and I want to express before we go that I think a lot of people have a great deal of admiration for the positions you've taken and the work you're doing. And as you said, they could be very historic. So thank you again.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the work you do too.
Okay, thank you. It's great having you with us.
Anytime.